welcome to Tennessee's At Home Learning series for math. Today's lesson is for all of our second graders out there, though all children are welcome to tune in. This is the 19th lesson in our series. My name is Miss Spain, and I'm a second grade teacher in Tennessee schools. I'm excited to be your teacher for this lesson. Welcome to my virtual classroom. If you did not see our previous lesson, you can find it on the Tennessee Department of Education's website at www.tn.gov/education. You can still tune in to today's lesson if you haven't seen any of our others, but it might be more fun for you to first go back and watch our other lessons since we'll be talking about things we learned previously. Today we'll be learning about adding three-digit numbers and regrouping tens in mathematics. Before we get started, to participate fully in today's lesson, you will need paper, pencil, and a surface to write on. Okay, let's begin. We have been adding three-digit numbers. I'm excited to continue our work. Before we begin, we will need to draw 5 place value mats. So grab your paper and pencil and follow along. First, as you can see on mine, you will draw a large rectangle. This time, we will need to divide the lines into 3 spaces. Then at the top, you can label it hundreds, tens, and ones, or you can label an H for hundreds, a T for tens, and an O for ones. So go ahead and draw your 5 place value mats. I'll give you a second. In our last lesson, we learned how to bundle or trade ones blocks for 10 rods. We also call this something else. What did we call it? That's right, trading 10 ones for a 10 rod is called regrouping. Let's warm up with a problem that has numbers in the ones place that can be bundled or regrouped. When we build our three-digit models, are you ready to go? Me too. Let's start with this problem. I want you to read it with me. On Friday night, a football quarterback passed the football a total of 126 yards during the game. The next Friday night, he passed the football a total of 115 yards during the game. How many total yards did the quarterback pass the ball over the 2 games? So boys and girls, what do we need to do first? You're absolutely right. We need to make sense of the problem. Let's go back and identify key information. So he first passed the ball 126 yards. The next Friday night, he passed the football a total of 115 yards during the game. And we are trying to find out how many yards did the quarterback pass the ball over the 2 games. Now, let's start by modeling both numbers on one of our place value charts. You can do a quick sketch while I do it as well. Are you ready? Okay, so here we have our information, and then we need a place value mat. And here is mine. So the first night was 126 yards. So go ahead and sketch 126 yards on your place value mat. The first number is a 1, 100, and then 2 tens and 6 ones. The second number is made up of 100, 110, and 5 ones. Does yours look like mine? Excellent job. Now, what can we do? Let's combine the model. Yes, you are right that we can combine the 2 numbers. But do you see something? Do you see what I see? Yes, we might need to regroup. Right. I think we will regroup. Let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 ones that we can move over. I have a total of 11 ones. So I do need to regroup. You're right. I cannot have 11 ones without having to regroup because 11 is more than 9. So how do we regroup our ones blocks? If you said we should bundle or trade 10 ones for one 10 rod, give yourself a big pat on the back. Remind me what we do first. Right, we will draw a circle around the tens ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what does this mean, boys and girls? What are we going to do? Very good. We're going to draw an arrow pointing to our tens, and we are going to bring over our 10 ones to make one 10 rod. Excellent job. Now, does your chart look like mine? So after we trade the tens ones block for one 10 rod, how many ones do we have left? Excellent. We just have one left. Great job. Now I will write the number 1 below my ones column. Will you add the number 1 to your chart as well, please? Then, how many do I have in the tens? Yes, I have 4 tens. And how many do I have in the hundreds? Yes, I have 2. Excellent job, boys and girls. Now, what is our total? Do we have the answer? Yes, we figured out that the quarterback passed the ball 241 times in the game because we combined our numbers. So we have 200 plus 40 plus 1 equals 241. Way to go! Awesome job. So you did a great job reviewing how to add 3-digit numbers with regrouping ones. Today, we're going to talk about adding 3-digit numbers with regrouping tens. Let's get one of our other place value mats we drew at the beginning of the program to help us. Now what we're going to do is we are going to be talking about a zookeeper. So make sure that you have your mat and you are ready to go. I would like for you to read along with me on our next problem. A zookeeper has a new tiger cage with a beautiful new tiger. The zookeeper wants to know how many children have visited the tiger cage over 2 days. On Monday, 253 children visited the tiger cage at the zoo. On Tuesday, 264 children visited the tiger cage. How many children visited the tiger cage over those 2 days? Now, what do we need to do first? Right, we need to make sense of our problem. So we need to go back and we see on Monday, 253 children visited the tiger cage. And on Tuesday, 264 visited the tiger cage. And we are trying to solve how many children visited the tiger cage in those 2 days. So this tells us that we are going to be adding. Now, you have your place value mat, and I have mine. Let's look. We know 253 children visited the tiger cage at the zoo. So let's model that. I'm going to draw 2 100 flats, 5 10 rods, and 3 ones. Would you add that to your mat, please? Now, let's go back to the text. On Tuesday, 264 children visited the tiger cage. I'm going to draw 2 more hundreds flat, and then I'm going to draw 6 tens and 4 ones. Now, can you hold up your model and let's compare? Great job! Like we did in our last lesson, we're going to find the total by first combining the ones to determine if we need to regroup, and then on to the tens and the hundreds. So I will count and combine my ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I need to regroup? Correct. No, I don't need to. I have 7 ones without having to regroup. 7 is less than 9. Good job. So I will write the 7 below my ones column. Will you add the 7 to your chart as well? Thank you. Now let's combine and count our tens. Count with me. 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s, 5 10s, 6 10s, 7 10s, 8 10s, 9 10s, 10 10s, 11 10s. Uh-oh, can I have 11 10s? Well, what do we do when we have more than 9 ones in our warm-up today? That's right. We regrouped our ones by trading in 10 ones for one 10 rod. So what do you think we will do if we have more than 9 10 rods? I think I heard you say we should regroup our 10 rods, and you are correct. Guess what? We are going to do it just like we did our regrouping with our ones. We are going to trade 10 rods, 10 tens rods for one 100 flat. We are also going to model this similar to regrouping our ones. Watch me as I model regrouping tens on my paper. I will draw a circle around 10 tens rods and draw an arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am going to be drawing an arrow to where? Very good. I'm going to be drawing an arrow to make a new 100 flat. Please add your circle and do this with me. Then hold up yours so we can compare. Now we have traded 10 ones for 100 flat. How many 10 rods do we have left? Right, we just have one 10 rod left. We had 11 10 rods. We traded 10 of them for one 100 flat. And now we just have one 10s rod. Great job. I will show the 110 rod under the tens column. And I will write the 110. I want you to write the 110 as well. Very good. Now, will you add the number 1 to your chart? Thank you. Now, let's look at this. Let's count our hundreds. Point as you count with me. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Excellent job, boys and girls. So we now have how many in the hundreds place? 5. So let's add a 5. So what is our total number? 517. Very good. What does 517 tell us? Yes, it tells us how many children visited the tiger cage in those 2 days. So we combined all the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. So we have 7 ones, 1 10, and 5 hundreds. 500 plus 10 plus 7. Excellent job. We can also figure out our total by skip counting. Count with me. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 510, 511, 512, 513, 514, 515, 516, 517. We have 517 children visited the tiger over the 2 days. Now, similar to our previous lesson, we can show the regrouping in our problem below. So I'm going to show you the template. This is how we are going to set it up. It's going to match our model. So we saw that 253 children visited. And then how many other children came? Very good, 264. So here I've shown the numbers. We still have hundreds, tens, and ones. And so let's go ahead and combine. In our model, remember, we grouped our tens into a 100 flat and we moved it to the hundreds place. So in this problem, we're also going to show the regrouping. We will move the 11 tens by moving 100 to the hundreds place also. Just like in the model, we will add the ones together to get 7. Then we add the tens together. 5 tens plus 6 tens is 11 tens. We moved a group of 10 tens, which is a 100 flat, to the 100s place. And now we can combine it. Let's do that now. So now we have how many in our tens? Very good. We have 1, and then we move the 10 over here. So now we have 5. Excellent, boys and girls. We moved the group of tens over to make a 100 flat. Now we combined our hundreds, and we have 100 plus 200 plus 200 equals 500. You're working very, very hard. Give yourself a big tiger roar like this, roar, to show what a ferocious mathematician you are. Go ahead and roar. Oh, I got a little scared there. You're a ferocious mathematician. We just helped the zookeeper figure out how many students visited the new tiger in its cage over 2 days. But now that same zookeeper wants to know how many pounds of meat the new tiger eats in 2 weeks. So I want you to read this problem with me. Sorry about that. Okay. The new tiger at the zoo ate 160 pounds of fresh meat the first week he was at the zoo. And the second week, he ate a whopping 183 pounds of fresh meat. How many pounds of fresh meat did the tiger eat over 2 weeks at the zoo? So, boys and girls, what do we need to do first? Very good. We need to make sense of our problem. Now, let's go back and look. So, the new tiger at the zoo ate 160 pounds of fresh meat the first week. The second week, he ate 183 pounds of fresh meat. And we are trying to solve how many pounds of fresh meat did the tiger eat over 2 weeks at the zoo. Now, how many pounds did he eat in the first week? Very good, 160. Go ahead and draw this on your paper. Now, I'm going to draw 1 100 flat, 6 10 rods, and then I do not have any ones, so that would be 0. Would you add that to your mat? Does yours look like mine? Looking good. Okay, now we go back to the text and we see that he ate 183 pounds of fresh meat the second week. So I'm going to draw 100 flat, 8 10 rods, and 3 ones. Now go ahead and add that to your paper. Then hold it up so we can compare. Okay, great job. Now let's go ahead and look at our ones. You're right, I don't have anything to combine. I can just count 1, 2, 3. There's no need to regroup because 3 is less than 9. Fabulous. Now I've written the 3 below my ones column. Now let's combine and count our tens. Count with me. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens, 11 tens, 12 tens, 13 tens, 14 tens? Uh-oh. Can we have 14 tens? No, I feel some regrouping coming on. Okay, we're going to trade 10 of those 10 rods for what? Yes, you are so smart. We're going to trade 10 rods for a 100 flat. Do you remember how we do that? I knew you would. So you're going to draw a circle around the 10 rods and draw an arrow along with me to make a new hundreds flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm drawing an arrow and I'm making a 100s flat. Does yours look like mine? Now, after we trade the 10 rods for a 100s flat, how many 10 rods do we have left? Right, we have 4 10 rods left. So I'm going to write the 4 to represent our 4 10 rods. Now I'm going to count my hundreds. Count with me. 100, 200, 300. I now have 300s. Remember, we bundled and traded a tens rod to give us this extra 100 flat. When I combine it with the other 200 flats I already have, I end up with a total of 300 flats. Now, what did the zookeeper want to know? Yes, good job remembering. How many pounds of fresh meat did the tiger eat over 2 weeks at the zoo? So now I have 300 plus 40 plus 3. And what does that equal? Very good, boys and girls. It equals 343. You are so smart. Give yourself a round of applause. Okay, let's write a problem to match our situation that we have on our place value mat. Are you ready to do that? Awesome job. So I'm going to get mine ready for you. So here we have our example and we have our problem. So I have hundreds, tens, and ones, remember? And I'm going to be adding. Now, let's write our problem to match. We need how many for the first pound? How many pounds fresh meat the first week? Very good. 160. How many pounds the second week? 183. You all are doing an awesome job. Our problem matches our model. When we add our 3 ones, we get 3. Now, when we add our 6 tens plus 8 tens, we get 14 tens. In our model, we traded in, remember, 10 tens for 100 flat and moved it to the hundreds place, leaving us with 4 tens. We are going to do the same thing here in our problem. 14 in the tens place is made up of way more than we can have here. So we need to move it to the hundreds place. So we know 6 plus 8 is 14. So I'm going to move my 10 over here, and I have my 4 ones left over, just like in our model. And now we can add our 300s together. Now, boys and girls, do you see the connection? Excellent job. So over the 2 weeks, the tiger ate 343 pounds of meat. Wow, that's a lot of meat. You're working very hard. Give yourself another big tiger roar to show what a ferocious mathematician you are. Roar! Oh my, that still scares me. Now, while the tiger has been eating fresh meat, the sea lions in the water show have been eating dead fish. So I want you to read this problem with me. A trainer at the zoo feeds 2 sea lions fish as rewards for doing tricks during the water show. During 1 month, the trainer used 351 fish as rewards for the sea lions. During the second month, the trainer fed the sea lions 353 fish as rewards. Over the 2 months, how many total fish did the trainer feed the sea lions? Man, that's a long problem. So what do we need to do first, boys and girls? Excellent. We need to make sense of our problem. So let's go back to the text. So we see that during 1 month, the trainer used 351 fish. And the second month, the trainer used 353 fish. Over the 2 months, how many total fish did the trainer feed the sea lions? So that's the question we're trying to answer. Go ahead and grab another one of your place value mats. And I want you to think, what do we need to do? How can we figure out the answer to our problem? Very good. I heard you say we need to build models of the fish numbers. So how many fish were there the first month? Good reading, 351. So I'm going to draw 351. Let's build the number on our place value mat. 351. Now, how much did the trainer feed in the second month? Yes, 353 fish. Let's build that model on our place value mat as well, and let's compare. Oh, boys and girls, did you see the mistake I made? I just saw that I did a base 10 block up there. This is why you always need to use a pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and correct that. Okay, so how do we find the total number of fish? Good idea. We need to combine our numbers. So first, let's combine our ones. So how many ones do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good, boys and girls. I'm going to write 4. Now, we need to combine our tens. How many tens do we have? Oh my, we have 10. What do we need to do? Yes, we need to regroup. Very good. So how are we going to regroup? Yes, we're going to circle our 10 rods and move it to the hundreds place. Now, do we have any tens left over? No. So we're going to represent that with a 0. How many do we have in the hundreds place? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Does yours look like mine? Very good. When we combined the ones, we had a 4. And then we combined our tens and we ended up with 10 tens. So we bundled or traded them into the hundreds place. And when we did that, we didn't have any in the tens place. And we ended up with 700 flats. You all are doing an awesome job. Now we can write it in expanded form. 700 plus 0 plus 4 equals 704. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, let's write our problem to match our model. So remember, we have 351 fish the first month. So I'm going to write 351. And in the second month, there were 353 fish fed to the sea lions as a reward. Now, let's go ahead and combine our ones. Can we combine the ones without regrouping? Correct. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now we see that we have 5 tens plus 5 tens. And just like in our model, we're going to group those together, and that equals 100 flat and move it over. And we do not have any tens left over. And I'm going to bring the 100 flat up there. So how many hundreds do we have now? Excellent, 704. So I want you to compare your model with mine. You all are doing a great job. Give yourself a sea lion clap. Now, boys and girls, I am so proud of you. You have been working so hard today, but you know what? I think you're doing an awesome job. Great work, mathematicians. Today we solved 3-digit addition problems while regrouping tens. You sure did a great job. After the video, you will have some problems to practice on your own. You can find the student practice for this lesson posted on our website at www.ten.gov/education. Good luck and do your best. Friends, I enjoyed reviewing using base 10 models with you to solve adding problems with 3 digits and regrouping tens. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you again in our next lesson in Tennessee's At Home Learning series. Bye.